Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hi, everyone. It's Doc Emmerich, and welcome back to the second period. We're really excited about a fantastic game here, and let's get it started. Now we got Santana breaking across the blue line, and he shovels it off to Spiewak. Spiewak forks it over to O'Brien and back to Bloom. Now it goes behind the net. Now they're rattling it around. There's Spiewak with a shot, and it misses upper wide. Now, McIntosh sorceres it over to O'Brien. O'Brien skips it back over to Spiewak and back to Santana. They cross the red line, and they're getting in. A 2-on-1 now with Spiewak and Santana. Oh, he misses wide with a high shot. A beautiful save. Oh, he scores on the tip-in. He scores on the tip-in. Fantastic goal by Mike McIntosh off the glass and into the back of the net.
Sorry, it was only 23 seconds.
Very cool. Very cool.
Love it, Doc.
Let me try it with another team.
Okay, yeah.
What team would you like?
I would like the Sports Junkies.
All right.
Now they come across. Big Papa Lurch backs it off over to EB. EB in the corner. EB back over to Cakes. Cakes drops it off across the red line, and here they come. Now, Junkies breaking out across the red line. There's a shot by John Paul Flame, and it misses wide. Now, Flame flips it over to Auville. Auville back over to Bickle. Bickle paddles it up the right-hand side. Back in front of the goal right now. There's a shot by Lurch. It's off the cage. Oh, another shot by Lurch. And the rebound. He scored! Chris Kennard, the rookie from Oshkosh B'gosh, with a fantastic goal. CK Chris Kennard.
He doesn't wear a helmet, does he? Does he wear a helmet, Doc?
No, he doesn't wear a helmet. He's one of the traditionalists that doesn't wear a helmet, and that's why he's got dents in his bald head. All right, another team. I'll do another team if you'd like. I'm here. You know, we've only got 20.
All right, let's see.
The cast of Caddyshack.
Oh, Caddyshack would be great.
All right. Now here they come, and it's Rodney Dangerfield backing over to Bill Murray. Bill Murray back over to Chase. Chase over to Murray and back to Brian Doyle, moving his brother, who's working on the right-hand boards. Now the defenseman takes it back over right now. Now Pony Bat Bloom is scowling at me.
Am I doing okay with this, Pony? You're not looking like you're enjoying this.
Oh, I'm enjoying everything.
All right, Caddyshack. Now there's a shot by Dangerfield. It bounces off the post. And the rebound. Bill Murray. Oh, this is a furious activity in front. Oh, Ted Knight scores.
Oh, Ted Knight.
Of all people.
He scores.
Hey, inspired by Caddyshack, how about a goal by old school golfers?
All right. They break it across the red line right now. And here comes Chichi Rodriguez. Chichi Rodriguez dumps it off to Fuzzy Zeller. There's Johnny Miller on the right-hand side. And Ben Hogan. Ben Hogan, a wily veteran, making his return after being injured for 6 to 8 months. There's a shot by Jack Nicklaus back over to Trevino. Trevino brings it around the right-hand side, and he throws it right back in front. Billy Casper takes a shot, and it goes back. It goes, Gary Player scores!
Gary Player.
I didn't put Arnold Palmer in there. I'm sorry.
I think Arnold Palmer's probably on the bench.
The cast of Sanford and Son.
That's a good one.
There are only like 3 cast members, though. I can't do that one. It's got to be a more of an ensemble.
Good
cast
times.
Oh, Good Times too obscure.
We're running out of gas.
Atlanta.
I can tell
Atlanta.
the bit has run its course.
Atlanta.
Atlanta. Thank you. That's
A lot of characters on that.
All right, good. And, all right.
There's Glover. Glover over to Glover, and Glover with a slap shot. Glover behind the right-hand side, back over to Glover. Now it's back in front to Glover and over. What?
See, that was
sort
good.
of a one-man machine
Very
there on the
impressive.
Atlanta team.
I've only got one more in me.
Please.
How about former cast members of the Mike O'Mara Show?
Oh, that's a good
nice.
one. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
They break it across the blue line, and it's Ronick over to Burbank. Ronick over to Burbank, and a shovel pass to Diaz. Now Diaz slowly making it around the back of the cage. Oh, Diaz gets run into the board. Oh, that's terrible. And Langer. And Andrew Langer, making his debut, comes back across. Langer late. He's stopping to talk. He's talking. He's not playing. Back over to Ronick. Ronick appears to have picked up the puck and thrown it into the net because he cheated. He scored!
All right.
I love it.
That works.
I like when you bring
I'm
people's
out.
personality to the game.
Thank you. That's Doc Emmerich. Hockey night in
That crew, that
DC
entire
again
crew was
tonight.
put in the penalty box for 8 years.
That's right.
Then they started their own team.
They did start their
There
own
we
team
are.
and their own league, and now they have plenty of time to do whatever they need to do.
I love live theater. There's nothing quite like live theater. How about my ex-wives?
Oh, no.
Yeah, let's do it.
Wife number one backs it over to wife number two. They're stopping to commiserate at the red line about payments made. I'm sorry, no.
Payments made.
awful.
Payments made.
That's awesome.
Hey, how about sexual predators, all right?
Oh, good.
And here they come over the red line, and it's Weinstein back over to Spacey. Spacey dishes off to Cosby in the right-hand corner. Cosby back to Spacey and over to Weinstein. Matt Lauer breaks across inside. Oh, he takes a shot and it goes off the post. Matt Lauer dishes back over to Charlie Rose. Charlie Rose out in front to Weinstein. Rose to Weinstein and back over to Charlie Rose. Charlie Rose with a shot. He backs it back over right now. Weinstein takes a slap shot from the point. Back over to Spacey with a tip in. And as usual, he scores.
Mike, if we're dealing with political figures, what about the former Trump cabinet members?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
People
God,
that have
that's
come and
really,
gone.
really hard.
Yeah. That could be both sides.
Yeah, that's very, very
Two
difficult.
teams.
That could be. I only do current because I'm
Okay, current's fine. Current's fine.
Okay.
And now we're starting. And now it goes Mike Kelly, General Mike Kelly, one of the old wily veterans. Dishes over to Trump. Trump back over to Melania. Melania skates in across right hand boards. Dishes off to Sarah Sanders. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Oh, I was shocked that Melania
I'm
was
so
back
sorry.
after that kidney procedure.
All right. She's making her way back after a kidney procedure that seems to have gone very well, but there weren't many details revealed about it. Melania was very close to the vest. Speaking of vest, Melania is wearing a special set of shoulder pads to protect her valuable asset. Now Trump back to Sanders. Sanders dishes it off to General Kelly. General Kelly back over right now to Pence. Pence has come in with his white helmet. He shoots and he scores! His white helmet.
Huge white helmet. Yeah.
That's his hair. Right there. That's my impression of Doc Emmerich. Yes, not many people
is
knew
awesome.
what was
Love
going
it.
on.
Love it.
That's the only way. I think he's the greatest play-by-play guy. In
But
the
you got to
history
get
of
that to
play-by-play.
Doc ASAP.
Yeah, right
He's
away.
fantastic. Look, okay, one more. Let me see. One more. My movie heroes.
Oh, good.
All right, here we go. Now it's Hanks over to Gear. Gear back over to Hanks and dishes off to Newman. Newman back in the corner to Nicholson. Nicholson goes over to Streep. Streep dishes it off back to Newman. Oh, a shot by Newman that just rattled off the cage. Now they come in the red line. Another rush by the movie greats. The movie greats are coming in right now. It's Hackman. Hackman breaks across the red line right now. Hackman looking good for a wily old veteran. Back to Hanks. Back to Hackman. Hackman with a slap shot. It's goal!
He's a pro, that Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman at 85, still getting it done.
He got in the league just after he retired from acting. I don't understand.
There are so many
Thank you
Gene
to Rob
Hackman,
Spiewak for providing me with the hockey ambiance. I appreciate it.
so many clips of him on our Timo's fan club page.
It's great.
It's nuts.
Yeah, it is.
Gene Hackman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gene Hackman, man. You know, the last really great one, Crimson Tide. Was that the
him?
last? The little thing he does, the scratching of the head.
Let me look
Yeah.
it up.
The scratching of the head in Crimson Tide. That's
And he has several movies that if he had just done
Enemy
that
of the
movie,
State.
he would have been okay.
Solid movie, Enemy of the State.
Yeah.
How about
Will
local
Smith.
anchors? Alive and dead. Local television personalities.
DC market or Florida market?
DC market.
All right. There's one that I'm hoping for.
Well, just say the name and I'll start with it.
I'd like for Fred Weiss to start with the puck.
Oh, stop it. No, now I don't want to do it. Now I don't want to
You
do
ruined it.
Oh.
You ruined it.
All right, Fred Weiss back over to Jim Vance. Jim Vance over to Fred Weiss and back to Gordon Peterson. Gordon Peterson dishes off to Glenn Brenner, and it's back over to George Michael. I didn't know they were all going to be dead. Michael to Brenner. Brenner over to Vance. Yes, the heaven line from the Washington, D.C. Capitol. There's a shot. It rattles off the post. That was a close one. Now Doreen Gensler dishes back over to Angie Goff. Angie Goff back to Anna Yu. Anna Yu's got a heck of a slap shot. Back to Goff. Back again to Yu. There's the shot by Yu. And it rattles in the back of the cage.
That's awesome. Oh, I could do this all day. This is great.
Doreen,
All right,
great hockey player.
Mac has one. He could ruin the show.
Oh, here it
Mac,
comes.
Could ruin the show.
Only one more, even though I'm addicted to this bit.
U.S. Founding Fathers.
Ooh, a history buff.
A big game back for John Adams. His son Quincy is in the stands looking at him with his mother and father. Abigail and Quincy have never been to a game before. Now Adams back over to Jefferson. Jefferson back over in the corner. Jefferson dishes back over to Adams and over to Washington. He shoots and he misses wide. Now Washington dishes back over. Oh, John Hancock comes across the right-hand board and back over to Adams. Adams back over to Washington and Jefferson. They're both at the point. A shot by Jefferson, and he scores! Thomas Jefferson with the game-winning goal. Very few people thought that Thomas Jefferson had the moxie to play in this league. He's proven them all wrong. Thank you.
Fantastic. Pretty good call by Mac. His microphone is back off.
All right. Now I'll do exclusively Mike O'Mara Show interns.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
great,
Good.
All right, here we go.
I wonder who'll get the goal.
Here's the Captain Matty. Captain Matty dishes off to Adrian Garcia, one of the few Hispanics playing in the NHL today. Garcia dishes off to O'Brien, and it's back over to McIntosh. Oh, Jessica with a shot. A quiet shot, but a shot nonetheless. Now O'Brien dishes off to Andrea, the Italian stallion, making his wonderful season debut. Then it's back over to O'Brien and back to McIntosh. McIntosh back to O'Brien, and he dishes back over to McIntosh with a slap shot, and he scores! Whoa! A winning goal by Michael McIntosh. He doesn't seem to be showing any emotion, but then again, he never does. Okay.
So great.
That's it.
So great.
That was a little hockey segment for all of our hockey fans. And,
Big game tonight.
Oh, yeah.
yes, the big game and crucial game for the Washington Capitals. It's a crucial game against the Tampa Bay Lightning.
What does this mean? What does this mean, Mike, for any hockey team here? Because this is uncharted territory for them. Not the losing, but being
That they're good at.
Yeah, being here and actually losing and then coming back for a win.
It would be huge for the Washington Capitals fan base. The fan base is fatalistic. Based on the, I can't stop talking like that. The fan base of the Washington Capitals is quite fatalistic, based on many, many appearances against the Pittsburgh Penguins and many, many losses. However, we're going to have to wait and see. In the event that the Washington Capitals lose, there will be riots on the streets of Washington, D.C., because they will realize that it's another season of unrequited love. That's right, unrequited love.
I love his way he says love. Will they draw any advantage from the fact that they're back at home coming up a loss?
All I know is whatever happens, I will be in front of the television drinking High Lie from the Ybor City Brewery as I sit in front of my television set.
There's a beer called High Lie down there?
It's High Lie, and it's from the Cigar City Brewing Company in Tampa, Florida. Now, you might be saying, are you jinxing the game by drinking a Tampa Bay brew when you're watching your Washington Capitals? The answer would be yes, but no one can get in the way of Mike O'Mara and his selfishness. Thank you very much. With that, let's start the goddamn show. Thank you very much.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
You look a little lost. I'm not. You dropped this on your way out. Something seems amiss.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Hobbs, but we had a deal.
Those are your winnings, Slugger.
This is a gag, Hobbs. Pick it up. Get out of here.
If it isn't enough money, tell us what you've got in mind. To hit away.
I thought I could rely on your honor, Hobbs.
You're about to.
You're a foolish, foolish man. You've forgotten something. Your past.
I don't care. Go on. Get on the phone. No. That won't be necessary. I like the action. Then let it ride. You know, you're a lot weaker than I thought.
Sure.
What do you think this changes? Why don't you have Max draw you a picture? You can read about it in the morning paper. You're yesterday's news, kid. You got a great gift of talent, but it's not enough. I think you're a loser. All right, everybody upstairs, get dressed. We are going out to eat.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, here's Mike.
We are live from the heart of our nation's capital in the Podcast Village studios. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. The Mike O'Mara Show is a radio show and podcast with a worldwide network of listeners who get it. And if you're here, you are in the know. You can listen 24/7 on our new PlayAPod app with time-coded bookmarks, great media controls, customized settings, and a sleep timer, plus the ability to call the show anytime, anywhere. Download it now on iTunes or at the Google Play Store. All items for our weekly mailbag can be sent to Rob with 2 B's at MikeO'MaraShow.com. And you can call us anytime, 888-920-MORE. That's 888-920-6673. The Mike O'Mara Show is on now, brought to you by Sleep Number.
Yay!
I love Sleep Number. Loved it for a long time. You can, too. If you've considered a Sleep Number bed but thought you couldn't afford one, maybe before you do anything, just go to a Sleep Number store and experience the adjustable comfort of a Sleep Number bed. And take it from me, I love my Sleep Number bed. The Sleep Number bed lets you choose the comfort and support that's right for you. It adjusts on each side, so it's the perfect bed for couples. You can actually feel how it contours to your neck, your shoulders. It took my back pain and turned it around. I had severe back issues for many, many years. And you can be a doctor, you can be a chiropractor. All I can tell you as a DJ in Florida is that when I started sleeping on a Sleep Number bed, I no longer had the back issues that I'm having, that I had. That's just a fact, Jack. My Sleep Number setting is an 85. Carla's is a 65, and last night my sleep IQ score was a 90. Again, come in during the semi-annual sale where you'll find clearance savings of $500 on a pressure-relieving Sleep Number's Queen C4 mattress, now only $1,099.99. There are more than 550 Sleep Number stores with sleepnumber.com/TMOS. You can go there to find the store nearest you, and we thank you. And it's the truth. I've been sleeping on it for a long, long time, and they make so many innovations.
Tell them that Mike O'Mara sent you.
Yeah, that's not in the commercial, but tell them that, please.
Important.
Please make sure.
Important.
Oh, so yesterday we had the fabulous preschool, pre-K, VBK, pre-graduation thing. They do. Look, I'm not a snowflake.
What is Vacation Bible?
I'm a liberal, but I'm not a snowflake. But I'm going to say that it's preschool. It's graduation from preschool.
All right.
And most of my friends who are Republicans give me a hard time. Oh, you mean everybody gets a trophy? And I'm like, look, it's a 4-year-old.
What
it's
dicks?
It's a silly little thing.
Who's got
that
the
they
time?
Do.
Yeah.
It's
I'm with your friends.
I know you are. I know because you don't have any children. So
and you know what? I count my blessings every day that he has not reproduced. That is really one of the greatest things.
Did you
ever.
have a preschool graduation?
You got to turn
your
level up for me, Rob. You're far away.
Did you have a graduation when you were a kid?
I don't remember, Oscar, because I'm 50. I'm soon to be 59, and I have no memory of doing it.
My first graduation was elementary school.
I didn't even do preschool.
Yeah.
How we doing, Pony? How we doing?
We sound great up here.
We're fine.
We sound great up here.
Okay. I just want to make sure everything's
Everything
okay.
is
Sorry
cool.
about that. I don't remember having a graduation.
Did you go to preschool?
Yeah, I went to a church preschool like my kid did.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, real Bible heavy at this particular graduation ceremony.
Lay it on thick,
I would hope for what's that?
Lay it on. They're laying it on thick.
Well, it was. They said
Everybody gets a Bible.
They sang a Bible song like "The Bible is my book," and then they said the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah,
and then it's
tuition is not free
10 or something. You know, I mean, I just no, it was Bible heavy.
Yeah,
and,
well,
ever since
he's not old enough to know better.
Here,
pretty much.
No, it's not a question of knowing better. It's just I don't want total secular. I'm fine with. I knew he was going to a church preschool.
Right.
It was just Bible, and I guess they're doing that because they brought all the guns in at this church. They bring this pastor.
Oh, okay.
And
You weren't
that pastor.
Thank God you weren't speaking literally.
The Top Guns.
Yeah. Okay.
No. I mean the Top Guns, the administrators,
the heavy
and all
hitters,
that,
yeah,
and the pastors there, and they were just doing it super. And I'm like, okay.
All right, we had the Bible saying, we had the Lord's Prayer, we had thank you, Jesus. How about a little, what do you learn?
Yeah.
I mean, but it was fine. I don't want
Gluing
people to go,
glitter.
Mr. O'Mara, I am a Christian and you're offending me. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I was not expecting that. And they received children's Bibles at the end of the ceremony.
Oh, that's nice.
They got a little certificate, and by the way, the entire thing was 11 or 12 minutes. So it was spectacular. It was
fantastic.
Nice.
Who was the keynote speaker?
No, about halfway through, Carla leans over to me, and this is us in the biblical graduation, and she says to me, after the ceremony, we're going to have the post-ceremony dinner at Iguana Mia, and they have special sangria margarita swirls for $2. And suddenly my focus is
on that,
and I'm getting excited because it's been a good long time since I've gone to my favorite Mexican joint, and I start getting excited about that, and then I didn't realize that they have a reception after.
You were going to get burned.
With an obstacle, was one of those inflatable obstacle courses for the kids and face painting, and I'm sitting there, and and there was. It was just, we were ready to go. We were ready to go.
It's okay to be distracted in church, because I think the last time Carrie and I went to a normal church service, it got about right into the sermon, the homily, and she passes me a note. And you want to talk about someone whose mind is wandering during church. The note was, at your funeral, who do you want your pallbearers to be?
That's hilarious.
I swear to God, that's a note she passed.
That's Carrie right there.
That's her all over.
Sturdy men.
Oh, my God. Who do you want your pallbearers
Go for the left side. It'll be easier.
It was something else. And then it was off
sweet,
to me.
Mike.
Yeah, and how miserable was the reception?
It wasn't miserable. It was just I was ready to go. I didn't know we were going to have a long... And it was all about him. It's all about him. And so... I'm not going to deprive him when all of his classmates are playing on the inflatable obstacle course that they have in the church turnaround. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to do that, and I'm not going to deprive him also of getting the face paint. He got the little whiskers painted on him, and he was really happy.
Was the new pastor shaking the trees?
No, he was just outside the 50-yard perimeter looking in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
the pastor is a young guy, and he's super thin and he looks like he spent a really long time picking out his outfit, his casual outfit.
Does he play guitar?
I don't know.
Because I'm picturing, for those who watch The Middle, Reverend Tim Tom. Was a very hip young pastor.
Can I give some full disclosure here?
Yes.
We came down here and we got involved. You guys came to the church that we were members at. That church had tremendous upheaval. I had been away from organized religion for a very long time. I've experimented. I always seem to come back, but I backed off, with being raised Catholic and then seeing everything that happened in the Catholic Church. By seeing hypocrisy throughout my life, including a guy that I got into a fist fight with that I saw across the church in the round with the tape across his nose where I busted his nose, because he ripped my grandfather's watch chain off my neck when I was doing a DJ gig. The moments of hypocrisy, I'd backed off, and it had been a long time to get me back in. And we got back in because we really liked this pastor, a guy that you guys got a chance to meet. And then this pastor got involved in a controversy, which I won't go into detail about, but he left the church, and I was out. I was done. I was done. And then with the whole religion thing being kind of hitting us over the head lately, so I've taken a giant step back. And I don't want to appear to people that might be sincere. My mother was sincere in her faith in God. It did a lot for her, especially at the end of her life and through the deaths of two husbands. But I was I'm crispy on it, and now I'm kind of angry, and I'm kind of bitter about it. So when you're hitting me over the head with it again, I get a little like that. So I just wanted people to know that's where I was.
It's not a good thing when a church kind of pulls you in because you're going to push back. You need to come back on your own terms. And you know what? I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't rule it out.
You realize they're all, men, flesh and bone.
That's it.
And with an emphasis on the bone.
But you know what? It does, for some people, it does offer structure and comfort.
Right.
And if that's what you need, that's a good place to go for it.
That's a quote we'll see.
I've been waiting this for
Yes.
years.
That's a quote that we'll see.
It's been almost
somewhere.
a year. I was like, when can we talk about this?
Yeah, it's it's just it sucks.
Who's
It
the
really
new
totally
guy?
sucks.
Is he built for speed
I
or
never went
pleasure?
back. Never went back. Never haven't set foot in there since the pastor left.
Man.
I said, see ya, wouldn't want to be. I don't want to go.
Yeah.
I went because of his stuff. I liked what he had to say. I liked the message. It wasn't a super
preachy.
it was not a super preachy message, but it was a very live and let live, forgive, love, that type of thing, with an emphasis on the love.
Okay.
But anyway, sorry.
That's fine.
Sorry.
It's fine.
I don't understand.
I don't understand.
I don't understand.
And now we're going to offer a sign of peace any way you wish.
With regards to the celebratory dinner at Mia,
Yes.
at Rhea, as Rob likes to call it,
The Rhea.
Mrs. O'Mara had sampled when she went out with the girls the swirl, which is the sangria mixed with the margarita. Now, that to me,
By the
falls
way,
into
don't Google that.
It's swirls.
Don't Google the swirl.
It to me skews on the side of the foo drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
a
I
little
wasn't
girly.
really a big believer, and so we had one regular Rita, and then she said to me, would you like to try the swirl? And I said, sure, why not? And they bring it over in this giant glass, and then Carla says, that's not the way the ones looked the last time we find out it's not Wednesday where they offer them for $2, it's Thursday.
Oh.
And listen to you guys. That's
You know what?
That's yes.
It costs mucho pesos on Wednesday, no?
But at that moment, I said to my family, I said, it's a special occasion.
Hey, Rockefeller.
Why are we going to send them back?
We're celebrating.
Meanwhile,
Why send them back?
Carla's
Yeah.
pulling the waiter and saying, what is your return policy?
They put this
Look at our
thing
little
down
cat. Look how happy
in
he
this
is.
giant glass with the beautiful green and red swirl.
Sure.
It's not really green as much as it's a real margarita. So
Sure.
it's that limey colored,
Yeah.
and he puts it in front. I'm like, that's just not the kind of drink you send back. Come on.
No.
And I take a sip and I'm like, okay. And then slowly the swirl starts to incorporate, and the sangria, which is, I guess, I can attribute, excuse me, let me rephrase that. I can testify to the fact that the sangria is also significant in its alcohol
High octane.
content.
Sure. Not a lot
Because
of dilution.
as the drink goes on, it begins to melt the frozen margarita that's in there. And I am here to say, as this drink began to melt and coagulate and mix, it became better and better and better.
Like tempering a glass of bourbon. You want to let it sit for a while. Mm-hmm.
And this is the moment where Carla says, my tummy hurts. And I said, I'm sorry. And I think Carla, there's something she eats there at the place. She usually gets these little fajitas. And it's the second time where she says, I'm not. And she's not touching her super swirl. Meanwhile, we have two women with us.
I wonder what's about to happen.
We have two of Carla's buddies that are with us that went to the in the neighborhood that went to the graduation. These two lovely ladies. Our friend Missy goes, and they're sitting there and they're chatting, and I'm oblivious because I am suddenly all in on this beverage, and I'm so into this beverage that I'm going. And they said, and I'm hearing in the background, and then I'll hear, Mike, and I'm like, what? Yeah, right. And I'm down in this thing, and
Do you ever drink it fast enough that you get a Slurpee headache, or are you tempering it at least a little bit?
You don't get the. Here's the secret. You want to avoid a Slurpee headache?
Yeah.
If you want to always avoid a Slurpee headache, you don't take it in through a straw. The straw is what causes the headache.
Yeah, but the
if
straw
you take
is
it
fun.
in through a straw, well,
The
it's
straw is
fun,
fun.
but it also it maintains that super cold liquid going into your throat.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And I sip mine, and it's fantastic. And they also salt the rim.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
they
you
do.
need that to benefit. Yeah.
So remember, when you're going to do a swirl, make sure you salt the rim.
That's right. And then get off the bus. After the
Make
nice
sure
men
you
invited
salt
you
the
on.
rim when you're going to do a swirl.
Thank you, Doc.
What's the cost on these things when they're not on sale?
Didn't look.
Oh my
Man,
God.
must be
Carla
nice.
paid the bill.
Must be nice.
No. It's not like that. Okay. All right. It's okay. Not by the mattress. It's not that. Okay.
All right.
No, I didn't look because Carla paid the bill, and at the time the check came, I had finished and by the way, the content, the pure ounces of the swirl, much more significant than the regular frozen margarita. I'm on my second one, and it was then that I noticed, because Carla had a little tummy thing, she'd downed about a quarter inch of
Barely
her
touched it.
sangria margarita swirl. And I leaned over to her and I said, make sure you get a Go Cup and say it's for Michael's pineapple juice.
Oh, no.
And we'll put the swirl, and God love her, she did, and I drank it as she drove home. Yeah!
Big win.
Cool.
Big win.
And I sat down. This was probably 8:30. We put the little guy down. I put a documentary called Evil Genius on Netflix, and I turned it on, and they said, now in 2003, and I went,
Good night, nurse.
and to bed. What a day. Yeah,
Oh, that
man,
sounds like a nice celebratory and peaceful evening.
Yeah.
it was, and I think my son was there. I think. But anyway, it was a good time had by all. Boy, can't wait to bring you boys to this place.
Check your.
I mean, it's just so much.
Check your camera for photos. That'll prove place that he was there.
He was
Yeah.
there. Yeah, he had a
good.
little kitten.
The whiskers.
Yeah.
Face paint. He's fine. In a graduation, like paper, fake.
Is he staying on for the master's program there?
Yeah, he's
Good.
going to be. He's going to be in abnormal psychology.
Oh, that's good.
We'll take a break, and when we come back, more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara Show. Thank you, Doc.
Tomorrow they'll be held to pay. Why would any self-respecting Buffalo sports fan open a Buffalo-themed restaurant in Herndon, Virginia? Because Jimmy's Old Town Tavern is perfectly located between the world's finest chickens and the world's finest Buffalo spices. Who writes this stuff? Have 6 drinks and listen to the Americast, because it is perfectly located between the Gary Stein Show and the Cookies and Cake Show. And remember, Jimmy's is still accepting donations for our endless wing construction projects. Listen to the Americast and buy a brick. It'll be okay.
How many did he cut? He cut
That's
so
the
many.
4th one, and they're progressively drunker.
They worked him to death.
Yep.
Who did that? That's awesome. I love
it's
that.
Courtney
Is that
Calkins, yeah.
Did he do it? All right, Courtney, I'm going to give you a nod. Did you just flip Courtney
Jesus,
Calkins
Rob.
off?
I don't know. I had a cramp in my hand.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Whistle. We all have dogs. We love our dogs, which is why we love Whistle. What is it? I'll tell you. It's a device that attaches to your pet's collar that allows you to track their location and activity from an app right on your phone. You use it constantly with Linus.
Yeah,
do you
because
not?
he is a bolter. He sometimes likes to go out the front door, and it takes all the panic out of our mind. We used to have to run, chase, look. Now I just pick up my phone. I said, oh, he's by those mailboxes, or oh, he's over by the power transformer, and I drive over. And I said this before. When he sees me pull up in the car, he's like, oh, are you here too?
Whistle uses GPS and AT&T cellular network to monitor your pet 24/7 anywhere in the USA. You can even use Wi-Fi zones. No, you can even use Wi-Fi zones.
Oh,
No,
he's
we're not
up.
gonna have Doug. Sorry, I hit that again. Microchipping and tags are important for pet safety, but Whistle lets you find your dog before he's lost, find your pet in minutes, and rest easy thanks to Whistle. Whistle brings peace of mind to pet owners across the nation, and for a limited time, our listeners can get $25 off a Whistle device when you use the code TMOS. So go to whistle.com right now and use the code TMOS at checkout. Visit whistle.com today. Whistle, the smarter way to care for your best friend. You know, I'm wondering why I'm getting this every day now. I realize exactly what it is.
What is it?
This bronchitis, if you're counting like a month and a half,
Yeah, not uncommon.
That's how long it has taken, and it's at the very end right
Tail
now,
end.
and it's like all here. It's all going like that. This was down here. Now it's gross.
Your
But it's,
bronchia is all irritated, and it takes a long time for it to get better.
I mean, I would sit there every night. I will sit there in bed and I will breathe out and say, "Is it still that wheezy sound that you have?" And
But at least you're past. Are you past the gurgle?
Getting better?
yeah, oh, I'm getting much better.
Yeah.
And well, I went in last week and got a chest X-ray too to get it all checked out when I was doing the whole sleep thing.
Right.
And,
It's just, that I hate that. That's my pet peeve of broadcast. No, I think my pet peeve of a broadcaster is a broadcaster with a full-blown cold on the radio that comes in and does the show.
Yeah. Or
a
nose whistle.
Oh, that's
a nose
bad.
Yeah. When they breathe out.
Or it's Garrison Keillor. Yeah, Lake Wobegon. There we go.
Believe it or not, Cousin Brucey still does a show once a week on Sirius XM, and you can hear you can hear his teeth moving around. It's the worst. I'll tell you, cousins, and they're just like
Let me ask this, boys. I know Oscar's been following it, but why do we care about the Royals so much? Why do we care?
Because
about
it's like, for perspective, I think caring is a strong word.
Well, we're interested.
It's news, and we're fascinated by it because it only happens a handful of times throughout our lifetime, right?
That's the reason you're giving?
Well, no, because think about it. The idea that there's still a monarchy that's in place in this current world, the current geopolitics of the world,
sure,
and we observe it, it's kind of wild.
It is, and also I think
hold on,
so
stop
different.
For a second. Are you saying to me that you think that 300-pound housefrau out in Oklahoma is excited about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle because of geopolitics?
No,
I
say
nay.
No,
sir.
my point was being that doesn't exist anymore. That's the only place it really exists. Would
you like my theory on it?
I would.
Well, can I finish my theory?
Yeah, but your theory, I don't agree with your theory.
Okay.
No, you don't finish. I mean, I don't mind arguing.
The floor is yours.
You think that because it's the last vestige of a bygone era.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't think people think in those terms, especially here. I'm talking about here in the United States. But go ahead. If I interrupted you, I'm sorry. I'm just curious.
And the sheer privacy that this family usually holds in a world of access. Celebrities aren't what they used to be, right? Celebrities really don't get the pub or the respect they used to because you see them all the time. You don't see these royals the way you used to see them. Like you don't see them like you see actors in Hollywood. They're so private. So when they have something so public, it is still new to people.
I think I'm sorry, Mike, go ahead.
I just wanted to counter that. Here's what I think. Are you done?
I'm done, yes.
God forbid I interrupt you again. I don't want to. I want to hear and I understand where you're coming from. I'm going to tell you this. I think it's the same mentality that keeps the common man down to a dull roar, that keeps all of us lining up in front of a 7-Eleven when there's a $300 million lottery. We look over there and we see all that wealth and all that pomp and circumstance, and especially the American girl made good by becoming a princess. And it's like hitting the lottery, and we live vicariously to her because we say, oh, boy, I think every American looks at that and doesn't go deeper than the fact, oh, man, what a charmed life. She's going to be a princess. They don't go behind the scenes and think about the fact that those people kind of are publicly traded commodities.
Yeah,
starting now. But I think we do it because it's just the same reason we are fascinated by the wealthy, by the rich, because we say we'd like to be like that.
You know what? It's not just being rich; it's also the very fact that it's different.
The wealth.
Curiosity.
The wealth factor is not. It's not something that really, and I agree with you, Mike. I think I would be ignorant, and I would be wrong to say that that wasn't part of the allure of. I can't believe there's a wedding at such a grand stage and a grand scale where the wedding dress is $150,000 and all these small anecdotes that you pick up, right?
Right.
But for me, I still contend that watching something like this on television. The reason why people were fascinated with Princess Diana, right? And the royals, even then, people die all the time in car wrecks, on a regular basis. She happened to be in a car with the paparazzi, and to this day, people think the conspiracy theories about the family. They are just this family that attracts this much attention worldwide. And they're so private that when they do something public, it still intrigues people.
I think there's a shed of truth to that. I can see your point as well, but I think that what frustrates me is that if you really, here's what, the thing that frustrates me more than anything else in our society is that we have such phenomenal short-term memory. we don't remember history. We
Now
don't
more than
study
ever.
History.
Now more
It's
than
not
ever.
valued, and nobody, and you know, all you have to do is pick up the most basic of history books, and this is the way I look at it, and realize that, you know, we fought a bloody civil war
All right, Rob
to
Spiewak.
get away
Mike,
from
thank
the
you.
monarchy.
You're not going to buy a Japanese car all of a sudden?
I mean, no, I love our and
Not
with
buying
World War
Sony?
II, we were allies, and they've been great allies. But at the same time, the time when we weren't allies was the throwback to this era that we celebrate when we have these antiquated traditions.
do we
There are
celebrate?
many Brits that still mock it a little bit over there.
But do we celebrate, or are we just? Is it just a curio? Because and also,
But my point is why? Because we're the U.S. of A. here, and we freed ourselves from English tyranny.
You gotta let it go.
I'm
Mike.
with you,
And
man.
we are
I'm
sitting
with
there-
You
you.
gotta let it go.
My father railed against this at the dinner table when he
Here we
talked
go.
about what the British did to the friggin' Irish when they let us all starve to death
All right, William
by
Wallace.
ignoring the potato famine, which is what they did.
Yeah.
No, I look at the Brits and I say, okay, I have a tremendous amount of admiration for the British and their civility and their some of their traditions. I think they got a wacky, cool parliament. I
Yeah,
love that
that's
system.
fun.
What at the same time, when I look at the monarchy, I kind of roll my eyes and just say, okay, enough. And here's the thing. I understand everything that Oscar said about why we're fascinated about it, but when I see the orgy of American media, when I hear Savannah and Hoda will be live all week long
HBO's
in
doing
London,
a special.
and
that's
there
right. The Will
What's
Ferrell.
that?
They're doing the Will
HBO is
Ferrell
doing
show.
a special.
HBO's
live
doing-
broadcast.
and it's just like, you know, it pisses me off.
Let
It
me
does.
offer
It
this.
pisses me
I
off.
think now more
Let me
than
offer
ever,
this.
even
The
back
potato
to
famine.
even back to the last wedding,
Sorry.
which was Prince
My
William.
peeps.
Prince William was the most.
My peeps.
Shout out to my
Well,
Dublin
you'd be
peeps.
the same way if it was British was, you know, off your coast and you had a
Mike,
a yucca famine or something like
everybody
that. A yucca famine.
in the Americas
Whatever the
and the
Bolivians eat.
majority of Europe has raped and pillaged Bolivia.
Yeah.
I've moved on.
Well, the Spaniards were pretty rough on Bolivia.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but
You
not
got
the Polish.
You got the Spanish and you got the British.
Yeah.
They were,
Clean
you know,
record for
they were the
Poland.
big muscle countries. What?
Clean record for Poland, though. We're good people.
Yeah. They were just over there with a bunch of like kings every 15 miles going, paint the ceiling gold.
Now, but how about this? The last royal wedding, I guess, was Prince William, right?
Yes.
And I think even since then, as a rule, the general public is less interested in them, but the media hasn't caught on yet. I think the media is still shoving. They're still selling something that not a lot of people are buying. When I'm walking
You
around.
might be right. You might that the people aren't as into it as they would love us to be. Right?
Exactly, because it's what have we always talked about? An easy story for them. You know, you get
bingo.
over there and there's lots of
Bingo.
pictures, lots of stuff to talk about. I mean,
Right.
there's already drinking games on the internet.
Mac would love to chime in.
Do we
Go
want
ahead,
to?
Mac. Go ahead. Nice to have you here, pal.
I think it's a little bit simpler. I think it's like everybody nowadays has grown up with Disney princess movies.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody wants to be a prince or princess.
That's it.
Which do
That's
you
it.
want to be?
I want to be a princess.
Hey,
Any day.
We're open here. We're open.
Listen to that. Listen to him come back.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have done that his first
No.
week. I'm
No,
proud of the guy.
This guy's
No.
employed.
It's so
He's
proud.
right, though. It's because that's the whole thing. I think a lot of what we love is based on what we grew up
Fairy
with
tale.
on the
Yeah.
magic box and
I
on
think
the
you're
magic
right.
screen.
Is your wife disgusted by it?
You know what? I don't think she's got a dog in the fight. I don't think she gives a rat's ass. She hasn't said two words about
Some
it.
may say she's a princess.
Yes.
Oscar's in one of those great moods today.
That's right.
One of those great moods where I just want to grab him by the cheeks and go, "You are so obnoxious."
Who's an obnoxious boy?
Who's an obnoxious boy?
Put on your whistle
With his
collar.
big painting. Who's an obnoxious boy? You're an obnoxious boy. You are such an obnoxious boy. All right, well, the Royals, F them. We'll take a break now, and that's it.
And then to be fair, Mike, you're sick of weddings at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you. You too. You too. But anyway, we'll take a break. I want to discuss my TV recommendations. One that I just have to reiterate about, and another one that is, I've said it before. These are two repeats, but this one is drifting away from me.
Oh.
And we'll come back, and it's my blood. So I'm very concerned about it. We will come back with more fun on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Have you ever thought to yourself, I like my workplace,
but it just isn't hostile enough? Well, boy, do we have the opportunity for you. The Mike O'Mara Show is looking for interns, and you could be what we're looking for. Afraid you might not pass a drug test? Don't worry, we hired Adrian. Do you think you don't have the personality or drive to be in radio? Well, Mac is still working here. And if you're worried about a criminal record, Dan O'Brien's shirts are so tight, they ought to be illegal. Any and all crayon-written resumes can be sent to rob@mikeomarashow.com. The Mike O'Mara Show Intern Program. It exists because college credits cost us nothing.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. I love you on Killing Eve. Anyway, welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. There's a Dan O'Brien character.
Is there?
There really is.
Oh, that's great.
I'll talk about it in a second.
He must be
welcome
exciting.
back to the show. Do you ever wonder when you're going to die? I don't wonder when. I think about it, and those behind me
might come back.
Hopefully, it'll be years from now, decades even. Well, come on. But it might not be. It could be next week, maybe even tomorrow. The point is, you don't want to waste precious hours of your life doing paperwork or sitting in traffic or, God forbid, trying to update your organization website.
Yuck.
Yes.
Well, at Yoko CO, they can help you with the last one. That's right. They won't prevent you from dying, but they will give you a spanking new website.
Nice.
They know how to build websites that get results, and they love doing it. So don't spend your final hours trying to update your homepage. Let them spend their final hours, that's right, before they die, updating your homepage. And if they die in the process, well, we simply say, c'est la vie. Hey, at least they died doing what they love. Then you can die the way you always wanted to, by riding a jet ski over a waterfall. No!
You must be very excited.
Check them out at yokoco.com/TMOS. That's yokoco.com/TMOS. And the first 10 organizations that reach out will receive a free website consultation and performance report. yokoco.com/TMOS. Stay alive, people. Yes, welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. I got to say it again because I am telling you, this is the best thing on TV this year. It's called Killing Eve. It is a BBC America project, and it is a great program, not because of the lovely Sandra Oh, who is a wonderful actress and incredible in the show, but it's because of the no-name actress that I can't identify right now, but she plays the assassin, and she is spectacular.
Is it Melissa McCarthy?
I'm looking for it right now.
It is not Melissa McCarthy.
She can play anything.
I understand she can, Rob, but this show...
Jodie Corner?
Is it Jodie Corner?
Fiona Shaw, Kim Bodina? Let me look for it right now.
The character she plays is Oksana.
Oksana. Pick it up right now.
That's the character. This show, I think I finally get it with these dramas that if there's just this tremendous danger, we are riveted to it. If there's a dangerous character. With The Handmaid's Tale, it was my cousin, Ann Dowd, who played Aunt Rudy. Hot soup. Yes. What a beautiful day. Put out the cigarette. It's bad for the baby.
Now, this Oksana, was there a scene where she threw Sandra Oh against a wall and threatened? Yeah, I watched that scene because I was looking for clips online.
Right.
And there was such an underlying sense of tension
is
and
where she
danger.
Puts the knife to her
Yes.
throat?
I'm like, and I'm just watching it on a 4-inch screen on my computer. I'm like, oh my God.
Is the young lady's name Villanelle? Because I don't see an Oksana.
Villanelle.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's Jodie Corner is her name.
Okay. Jodie Corner.
Blonde actress.
Let me make sure I got it. And
she is quite the tense.
Oh, she's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's beautiful, but she's beautiful and incredibly unique looking. She is, and I don't know how they cast this, but there is a power to her that is so dangerous, and she is supposed to be a psychopath, and
I buy it.
She is just, oh my God, it's absolutely incredible. She is.
Can you thumbnail what the plot of it is? Because I just saw clips and it wasn't easy to figure out what was going on.
It's all about British intelligence and Russian intelligence and spies and assassins and all that, and how Sandra Oh is a low-level administrator that gets involved in the hunt for this lady who's this incredibly prolific killer that goes on these assassination missions, and it is just it's
Sounds
just
like
stunning.
Fun.
Yeah,
it's stunning to me just how great it is, and I recommended it before, but probably not with the passion that I am now, because I've binged them all, and I'm caught up to, I think, through 6 episodes. I think there might be 1 or 2 more left. That's it, and then the show's over for the season.
Speaking of binging, I got to send a muffin basket to Oscar. I got into 4 episodes of Cobra Kai last night, and that is a great show.
Is that your pick to click?
It
Cobra
is,
Kai?
and you know what? I steal it from Oscar. It is sort of a reboot, but a modern-day setting sequel to The Karate Kid. And the notion of it is so great is that the guy that Ralph Macchio beat at the end of The Karate Kid is now a grown-up loser who opens up his own dojo.
Johnny.
And he's always pissed because The Karate Kid now owns a car dealership.
A line of car dealerships.
And it is so cleverly
LaRusso
written.
Motors.
Yeah, it's not hack. It's actually really good storytelling, but a lot of great nods to the original movie.
Overt racism, which is
a
fun.
lot of it, yeah.
Like, for example...
Oh, Rob loves that.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a big one. I was like, you and your son will have a great time with this. So one scene is...
By the way, Rob, thanks for sending that picture of the Oscar painting that was side-by-side Gary Coleman. That was really...
Hey, when I hear when something hot crosses my desk, I want to make sure you see it.
Minorities. There's a scene
where
everyone
can look sullen
in the Cobra Kai dojo that I think you actually mentioned this in passing. That the city health inspector walks in. He's like, "Hey, you open yet? You don't have all your permits ready." He goes, "No, I just..." And the guy's got this Latin student there
that he's teaching.
Yeah, he's teaching. He's like, that's not a student. I just picked that guy on the side of the street to help me fix this place up. And then the guy's like, I don't even know about all that. I just need to fix the health code situations here.
You got to get those. It's really, really
good. It's
good.
not politically correct, which I love.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That's good. It's rare nowadays, too.
I blew through 4 episodes in one night.
Did your son watch it with you?
No, he was in bed.
Wow.
You know what? I will watch it again. I will watch it again.
Cool.
The celebrated program last year that we talked a lot about, and I got everybody watching, and you guys got me watching. I don't keep track. We recommend things to each other all the time. It was Handmaid's Tale, and it picked up every award known to mankind. Sophomore Jinx, whatever you want to call it, it's trying to get back, but...
How many episodes have dropped?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Does it open up to a larger bed?
Can I ask you both of you guys a quick question? I just started the Gary Shandling
documentary,
doc, right?
The Amazing Zen, or the Zen of Gary Shandling, whatever.
Spectacular documentary.
Really great.
I'm halfway through the first, but it's part 1, part 2, part 1, right? I didn't know they were going to be that long. And I mentioned this, Mike, because you talk about The Handmaid's Tale, you talk about the 2nd season, and I did not. First of all, I'm an absolute rube when it comes to the foundation of what comedy is in this country and the architects of what we know today, right?
Okay.
So I love when I find either a documentary or name, or quite frankly, I know we tease each other about being a little old-timey on this program, but when you guys teach me something new about what is American and Hollywood show business, right?
Randolph Scott.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm watching this, and I did not realize that Gary Shandling started as a sitcom writer. And I just this is fresh in my mind because as he was writing for the different shows, these are iconic shows, right?
He wrote for Cotter, right?
Yes, and then he wrote for Sanford and Son. And all these different programs. He, within his 3rd writing of one of his marquee shows when he was 25, went into the head writer and said, "Hey, do you ever get tired of writing the same thing over and over again?" I goes, I'm almost fried at 3 episodes, let alone 20 episodes for the season.
Right.
So it's incredibly hard, I think, to keep something fresh and amazing and avant-garde and interesting for multiple seasons.
That's why especially comedies are... I mean, the level of brilliance, and our friend Patton's punched up scripts his whole career, and, he's involved in writing all the time. Gary Shandling was a guy that, based on this documentary, something I didn't know, I don't think Gary Shandling ever thought he was that funny.
No.
And Gary Shandling probably did not understand the power of his own personality when it came to stand-up. And he was supreme. We're all insecure in this business, but he was so incredibly insecure.
And never satisfied. I found it so sad, is that...
It was so sad.
When he did his first Tonight Show, when he started... He wanted to do the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
That was his goal.
So he went and he did the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. I remember his debut performance. It was fantastic. Spot on.
Killed.
Perfect. He goes backstage. The person he went to the show with was Bob Saget. And Bob Saget looked at him and smiled like, you just killed it. And Gary Shandling's first words were, "Well, now what?"
And he teared up.
Yeah.
He fell into Saget's arms,
how depressing is that?
Yeah, he never was
never satisfied.
and gave us some of the most unique television. And it's just I think that when you get to that level, and one of the things that we are blessed at our low level of show business is we don't have to give as much as they do. These guys, it's all out there, and it's soul crushing in many cases. And Gary Shandling was somebody that just never seemed to get the satisfaction or the security or any of it, and it's very rare that they do. I think. I mean, it's very, very tough. That's why they all come back.
And a tip of the cap to Judd Apatow, who wrote and produced and put it
together
and worked hand in hand with real Shandling archives. It is such a love letter to a great comic that there's a lot of
greatest tribute.
There is really a lot of love in this, and I think that's what makes this from being totally
paints
depressing.
Saget in a really good light. It does. I mean, Bob Saget seems like a sweetheart. He really
I think he is. Mm-hmm.
So I mentioned that because you mentioned this Handmaid's Tale, and it's got to be almost impossible with all those accolades and awards. And I'll give you another example.
Yeah, to maintain it is.
Yes,
especially a sophomore season, it's very, very hard.
Donald Glover, right? And this is going to be blasphemous for most people, but this is
from
my
Atlanta.
perspective. From Atlanta, right? Mm-hmm. Here's the first season. I finally finished the first season of Atlanta and the second season of Atlanta. The first season of Atlanta was fantastic, and I know I'm late to the party. Second season, I sat there and I was like, Like, did he just go film Star Wars? Because he's not in half of these episodes. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, the sophomore jinx.
Yeah, and then at the tail end, I'm like, it's like somehow he re-engaged.
He showed up.
And the last 4 episodes are phenomenal, right?
Yeah, and that's why you hang on with a great show. And that's why I hang in there with Handmaid's Tale. And by the way, Aunt Lydia, my cousin Ann Dowd, featured much more prominently this season, which is good. But the close-ups of Elizabeth Moss, it's
too much.
Hours. It's insane. It's hours of her face. She's talented, don't get me wrong. The show is great, don't get me wrong, but I don't need her mug for 3 hours an episode, even when they're 40 minutes long. It's frustrating me. It really is. Stop with the ridiculous close-ups of Elizabeth Moss. Come on now.
And another show that suffered the sophomore jinx just occurred to me is This Is Us. Those first 10 episodes
this last season was garbage.
And Oscar's so right. We can sit here and critique and we can judge and we can do that. But you have to realize how difficult it must be to maintain that. And don't you think, especially
over again,
even with a sitcom, don't you think that it's rare that the producers, the writers of a series of television episodes ever have the thought when they go in that they're gonna go further down the road than the initial season, because it's like writing a great movie
and
they
stuff
kill
out
it.
there.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what do we do now?
What?
And that's a perfect example of it. I think that's absolutely
That's why
true.
Modern Family, that's why when you hear these actors getting paid whatever they're getting paid an
they're
episode,
worth it. They're worth it. 100%.
Because they rely on the actors. And, there's still so much great content out there, and they're making lots of great content on television. It's a lot of fun. And I love the relationship we have with our audience where people recommend stuff to us. By the way, with my critiques of Handmaid's Tale, I'm still there.
Good.
They haven't chased me away. But Killing Eve is new, it is fresh, and it's dangerous. And
I like
it's a character. It's a character I've never seen. It's a character I have never seen. She has a scene in this.
Is she different than she is in Sideways? Is it a different character?
Sandra Oh. I'm talking about the
assassin.
The villain.
Corker.
Okay, Corker.
The assassin lady.
Corner.
There is a scene where she commits a murder.
Corner.
And she's being chased by Sandra Oh's partner. And they go into a crowded club. And in the middle of this crowded club, she turns and looks at him. And she smiles. And he knows that he's going to be killed. And she knows she's going to kill him. She's astonishing. And I just find that show amazingly captivating. And she's turbo hot as well.
Yeah.
And, she has a way of, I don't know how, the level of talent some of these people have is stunning. So it's a lot of fun. I recommend it highly if you want to check it out. I've said it before, but now I say it with, from the highest mountain.
What platform for Killing Netflix it is?
Is it you can get it on Netflix, or you can get it on regular television,
or you can get it on
BBC
iTunes.
On demand, I'm sure. Yeah,
you can get it anywhere. They're all everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Everybody's everywhere.
Hulu.
Like social diseases.
Hulu's fun to navigate, isn't it?
Hulu's a lot of fun.
Hulu's a clap.
Hulu
Like
is
you'll
the
get it
cloud.
once in a while, and then you'll unsubscribe.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to wait until more Handmaid's Tale drops. I'm not going to just get 4 episodes. I'm going to wait until all later.
Take penicillin.
Yeah, I'll maintain.
I just thought it was a little
Stay hydrated.
heavy-handed when I was trying to get through to Hulu to get one of my shows on, The Handmaid's Tale, and I had to send in a hair sample. It was really a little overdone.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Send it in.
Yeah.
Hot soup.
And it was wonderful because they got my hair sample and then they sent me an email that said, "We got your hair sample. Please enjoy our commercials." That's great. So we'll take.
They were
a
all
break,
shampoo
everybody.
commercials.
They were all shampoo commercials. It was wonderful. We'll take a break and come back with news you may not need right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Mike, Rob, Oscar, and Pony, they work every day to make you laugh, and they ask for very little in return. One thing you can do is go to MikeO'MaraShow.com, click that Amazon link at the top every time you want to buy something. I mean, just the other day, I had to buy more dog poop bags, and I went to Amazon directly. Then I thought of Beluga, his poor, blind, bug eyes squinting as he does his business, and I thought, do it for Beluga.
Yeah.
Click that Amazon link at the top of MikeO'MaraShow.com and let him know you care.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Brought to you by Cornerstone First Financial. Millennials, this is a message to you from Cornerstone. Do you know that millennial home buyers are the fastest growing segment of home buyers today? That's true. They're stepping up to invest in their future. And a millennial homeowner is 10 times more likely to become a millionaire than their renting counterparts. So they're recommending that you get out there and buy. It makes good financial sense. If you're paying $2,500 a month in rent, that is the equivalent of a $3,100 mortgage payment when you calculate the tax benefits. That equals a $500,000 mortgage loan. Why rent when you can own? Invest in your future, and the people at Cornerstone First Financial will help you with it. They will do it, and they will be personal about it. They will not be like talking to a computer. Cornerstone Financial will give you sound advice. You can click their banner on our website, or you can call them, Cornerstone First Financial, 202-625-1221. If you mention TMOS, you receive a free appraisal at closing. Personal attention from application to closing, licensed in Maryland, D.C., Virginia, Florida, Georgia, and Colorado. Don't wait. Now is the time to call Cornerstone First Financial.
News.
Boo. Scientists just found the key to happiness. I have it in my hand.
I'm so
right
glad
here.
I came to work today. You're gonna share it with us?
It's one tiny simple thing, Rob.
Yes.
It's a simple thing that you all can do to instantly improve your life, and you're still going to think it's too much to ask.
That
Researchers
can't be.
in Scotland found that the secret to true happiness is turning off your phone at 10 p.m.
Oh, God.
That's it.
Good luck.
Thank you, no.
They found that when you use your phone later than that, it messes with your body's rhythms and your head. I believe this, I believe this, I believe this. People who use their phones late at night and right before bed were much more likely to have all sorts of problems, including loneliness, depression, and sleep issues.
Wow.
So by cutting yourself off at 10 p.m., it gives you time to wind down without all of the chaos from social media. And that's what it is. It's chaos,
Yeah, but you
folks.
need your phone to surf the net while you're watching Dateline. And that comes on at 10.
Yeah. Were you with my wife last night? I'm just curious about that.
I have no comment.
In this modern day world, if you're part of a business, you're an employee, you're running a business, good luck telling your boss that you can't get texts after 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Good luck.
How about if your boss tells you he can't get texts after 10 p.m.?
Well, he's the boss.
He is the boss.
Well, it stops blasting you with the blue light from your phone that can confuse your body and keep you from falling asleep.
I'm
so it affects your sleep
confused.
patterns. I'm confused. I don't understand.
I had to turn off my phone.
I don't understand. CBS recently canceled Kevin Can Wait. I know you're all. I know you're sad. Now they're admitting that their decision to kill off Aaron Hayes to reteam Kevin James with his King of Queens wife, Leah Remini, was not a good idea. How good do you think she feels now?
Oh, God.
How vindicated do you think she feels? She's probably high-fiving everybody.
Yeah, and Leah is probably tickled to death.
Yeah. An exec said, quote, "Unfortunately, the audience didn't respond to it. The other shows CBS is not bringing back include Living Biblically." I've never heard of that one.
I think it is. I think it is a sort of a odd couple type thing with a religious guy pitted against a roommate that isn't religious, something like that.
Me, Myself, and I, not renewed.
No.
9JKL.
No.
Scorpion, Superior Donuts, Wisdom of the Crowd,
Superior
Zoo.
Donuts is gone?
Superior Donuts is good.
That's the Judd Hirsch show.
Oh,
Never missed it.
Okay.
Never missed it.
It's gone. Wisdom of the Crowd and Zoo. The shows they did renew for next season. Are you ready?
Yes.
You'll know a lot of them. 48 Hours, 60 Minutes.
Sure.
Amazing Race, Big Bang Theory, Blue Bloods, Bull, Celebrity Big Brother, Criminal Minds, Elementary, Hawaii Five-0, Instinct, Life in Pieces, MacGyver, Madam Secretary, Man with a Plan, Mom, NCIS, NCIS Los Angeles, NCIS Manassas, NCIS Sacramento, NCIS Salvation, SEAL Team, Survivor, SWAT, and Young Sheldon.
I'm really glad that they're bringing back 60 Minutes. I just hope they don't suffer from that sophomore curse this year.
There are a few CBS shows still in limbo. Candy Crush is in limbo.
It's a game show.
Code Black is in limbo. Ransom is in limbo, and The Cosby Show is in limbo right now.
I hope they bring it back.
Cosby Show?
It's a legal drama.
Cosby Show, The Huxtables.
Well, they're asleep.
There is a new...
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a medical drama.
I watched this trailer this morning. There is a new Whitney Houston documentary.
Yeah.
It'll be hitting theaters on July 6th. It's called, you might love this title, Whitney.
Ah.
The first trailer came out yesterday. One of the highlights is Whitney delivering a sick burn to Paula Abdul.
Oh, really?
She says, quote, Paula Abdul ain't S. That girl is singing off key on the record. That's I saw that. It's just a throwaway, but she says it. This next part isn't in the trailer, but the movie already premiered at Cannes, so it's out there. Whitney was allegedly molested at a young age by her cousin, Dee Dee Warwick. Who is the sister of Dionne Warwick. Whitney's longtime assistant, Mary Jones, says Whitney used to wonder if she'd done something to deserve it. And she also claims it made Whitney, quote, question her sexual preference. So there's some heavy stuff in the documentary about Whitney. I will always be fascinated with Whitney Houston based on the talent level, and I just think it's one of the great showbiz tragedies of all time.
It is.
Yeah, it's very, very sad, and I always will wonder, and I'm probably not being fair, but I think, what would her life have been like without Bobby Brown? If he hadn't been there and gotten her into that lifestyle, I'm just curious about it. According to a new survey, the average American eats 31 donuts a year.
Only 31?
Why 31?
Well, that's around 2 to 3 donuts a month.
More like 30. Wonderful.
Well, let's think about, honestly, when do you get donuts? You get them either at work or when you stop and pick some up, right? The average man, right?
Yes, the average person.
Okay, so the average person probably gets a cup of coffee and maybe a donut as a treat, right? So if that happens, if you're in a general workspace, let's even take Podcast Village here. We've had 2 deliveries of donuts.
Yeah.
Right?
What kind of donuts? Dunkin'?
No, we had
City Donuts.
District Donuts.
District Donuts.
District Donuts.
When you're in the city, you get the good stuff. When you're out in the burbs, you get crap.
Yeah, it tastes like Noxzema in the burbs.
Our babysitter brought a couple that we put under, plastic wrap from Dunkin'.
Yeah.
God. I mean, they're death balls.
Yeah, I think the Dunkin' Donuts, the one thing you can say for they've got a good shelf life.
You also get donuts at church because you go to the coffee and donuts after.
And also some churches do the fundraiser where they'll sell donuts after the service.
And high schools.
Yeah, high schools do it as well.
I think that 31's low. I think 31's low.
Seems low.
I think 31's low, too. Hey, it's the Mike O'Mara Show. We say add a 0.
310 donuts a year.
That adds up a lot of donuts. There are more than 25,000 donut shops in this country, and they're pumping out more than 10 billion donuts a year. You know why? Because they're cheap.
Yep.
It's dough, fried dough. If you took all of the donuts that we ate last year, laid them side by side, they'd go around the earth 19 times.
Mike, that's a whole lot of donuts.
Oh, thank you, Rob. I appreciate that. Brenda Pearson is a waitress at a diner. In Roland, Oklahoma, just across the border from Arkansas. Or God's country, as I like to call it. She has 2 kids and had to work on Mother's Day this year. A truck driver named David Platt stopped in and ordered a cheeseburger to go, and he ended up talking to Brenda while he waited. They talked about her 2 stepdaughters and how she'd recently moved to the area, and he could tell that she'd been having a hard time. So when he went to pay his check, this is a truck driver, not a rich guy, he tacked on a $1,000 tip.
Wow.
The cook didn't even get his order right. He asked for a double cheeseburger, and they gave him one patty. He still tipped her $1,000, but that wasn't even the end of it. About an hour or two later, he stopped in again to get a slice of pie and left Brenda another $1,000 tip. $2,000 in total. They must have been enamored with one another.
Wow.
A local reporter tracked him down. Turns out he's from Mississippi, and he was just passing through. He says he did it because money doesn't really matter to him. People are what's important. And that's it. That's all he had to say about that. I'd love to look at the guy because I'm Mr. Suspicious all the time.
Yeah, he's trying to get in those.
you don't know. That's terrible. It might not even be that at all.
Oh, please.
That's terrible.
Mike, here at Dateline, we did a little research ourselves and found out he had an apron fetish.
And they got his patty wrong.
Is that a song you were in?
Well, when I give you a story like that, I always do it to set up the other side of the spectrum.
Oh, there's no accidents, Mike.
Yes. A woman went into a Tim Hortons in Langley, British Columbia on Monday night, and something set her off.
Oh, dear.
Well, she expressed her anger in a very, very unique way. Would you like to hear about it?
I'm all ears.
She dropped her pants and pooped on the floor and then picked it up and threw it at the staff.
Oh, God.
In a donut shop. We start with donuts, we end with donuts. Then
Gross.
she wiped her hands with a few of their napkins.
Well, that's good.
The employees called the cops. And they arrested the woman in the parking lot.
Yeah.
She made it out to the parking lot.
Sure she did.
Prosecutors are still deciding on the charges. We're not sure what the staff did exactly, but she was mad. I'm going to guess that it's just the donuts make you fat.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. There it is.
I can't get over what was sitting on that floor, Mike.
There it is. Donuts in the news.
You can't fault her, though, for the napkin thing. I mean, would you prefer her not wipe her hands?
Yeah, I was going to go with an always fresh joke, but that was not, that just didn't work on any level.
But you're
I
great
tried that
because, you know what? You never mentioned peanuts, so God bless you.
Thank you. Okay, you had to make it grosser than me. You had to make it grosser than me. We'll take a break and come back, and Mr. Gross's out, throw up in our mouth. We'll have the audio vault right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Shalomi, my homies. Intern Emily here. If you haven't heard, I'm shipping off to Israel for the next month. I'll be climbing mountains, trekking through the desert, and even floating in the Dead Sea. But whatever will I do with my downtime? Luckily, TMOS is now available on Spotify. It's easier than ever to listen wherever and whenever you want. And the best part, it's free. So check out The Mike O'Mara Show on Spotify. Tov, yalla, bye.
Anybody hear from Emily? I mean, it's a little bit rough over there a little bit.
She posted some great graduation pictures, but nothing else on Facebook. I think she's on her way.
She takes off this week.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
okay.
What is it for the
Calm
birthright?
down.
That's right. Exactly right. Mm-hmm.
Sure hope so. Welcome back to the show. Amazon is still the best way to get what you need. However, if you want to make sure that we get credit for your Amazon purchase, you got to do it right. So listen up. Click the Amazon link at the top of the website. It's super easy, and that will guarantee that we get credit for your purchase. So start clicking, because if you need it, Amazon has it. What is today's Amazon purchase of the day?
I send thanks to Kurt Anderson. Never be shy about sending us your Amazon purchases, because I like to share them to show the scope of things that you can buy on Amazon. He wrote a letter, and here's what he said. My old unicycle was worn out. Desperately needed for my 5-year-old's birthday party at the zoo so I can don the bear costume and deliver the cake on a unicycle. TMOS might make $1 or less, but I made sure I went through your link. Thank you, Kurt. And what Kurt bought was the fun 20-inch wheel unicycle with alloy rim. It's on sale this week for $76. It's great for beginners and expert unicyclists.
It's also a great conversation piece, even if you don't ride.
Exactly.
Yep.
Beautiful on the wall of like a TGI Fridays.
Yeah, put me on one of those. Amazon really does have everything. You can find that unicycle and more at the top of MikeO'MaraShow.com. Get clicking. Let kicking.
Thank you.
Let kicking on your unicycle, you Amazonians. Let's open up the audio vault for Thursday, May 17, 2018. Rob Spielberg.
I had a pretty lengthy conversation with my dad last night, and he watches Jeopardy every night. I watch Jeopardy many nights, and we've decided this. There is some guy in the writer's room smoking a lot of pot and writing categories and say, it'd be really funny if we made Alex Trebek say this.
Might be right.
And I do think that happens because this is what we got on Jeopardy last night.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts.
So he's back there eating Funyuns and laughing because he made him quote Right Said Fred.
Funyuns.
And I think that's happening more and more often as they're making Alex do like rock lyrics and stuff. So that's my thought.
It's funny. I feel like when Alex Trebek goes, right?
Yeah.
When he retires,
yes, it's probably pretty soon.
Pretty soon. That they're just squeezing every ounce of him.
Yeah, but the show is so powerful.
Who's in when he's on vacation?
Drew Carey.
Anyone could do it.
Price is Right was terrible at it, and it slams along. It does fine. Drew Carey's still terrible on The Price is Right.
And that's why Family Feud.
Step right in.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's it. I'm sorry, Mr. O'Mara. The camera, that extra 20 pounds that the camera puts on you is putting you out of the shot. Thank you very much.
And my problem would be, I'm sorry, Mr. Spiewak, you're blocking the answer board. The answer board is 30 feet tall. We're going to need you to move to the left.
I am old enough to remember when Art Fleming had the gig and it was given to Alex Trebek.
It was sort of a big deal. It was a big deal. And they said he can't do it.
They said the same thing. Oh, no one can replace Art Fleming. And Alex Trebek had his year or two of people going, oh, he's not Art Fleming. And then,
He got
it's
over
just the show. The show, is it a Merv Griffin show? Is
Yeah,
Jeopardy a
Merv
Griffin show?
built that and Wheel.
Merv built that show and Wheel of Fortune.
What's the story behind the doo-doo-doo?
Merv wrote that song.
And he gets all the royalties, right?
Every night. Well, Merv's corpse does.
Merv, yeah.
Merv's
his estate.
Remember when you stalked him in a shopping mall?
Yeah, and he smelled like B.O.
Yeah, and he also brought us Ainsley Harriott. Brought him over from Great Britain.
Maybe not as successful.
Not as successful. He's had hits and misses. It's a really good year for Josh Brolin because he's in the new Deadpool movie.
Everything.
And he's in the Avengers Infinity Wars. So he's everywhere, and Deadpool opens this weekend. This is great. This is from the BBC. He and Ryan Reynolds are face-to-face insulting each other. The first one who laughs
This is
loses.
funny, and these are two funny guys.
They really
like
are.
each other, and they're not faking it, and you can tell, and they're just having a good time.
Josh Brolin, if you see him on any long-form interviews, like on podcasts or on television shows, stay with him. He is so funny. But here he is insulting Ryan Reynolds and vice versa.
Josh.
Yes.
You are a muffin-snuggling pirate puncher.
Ryan, that was really funny.
Okay, game on, Brolin.
Okay.
You're so old, you make Dust look like a baby.
I'm trying to process that right. You're tall, you're handsome, you have the perfect amount of scruff, and you still have no talent.
You're gonna say that with a straight face to 1998's MTV Best Kiss nominee Ryan Reynolds?
Green Lantern, end of career, and yet you're still going. Why? None of us can understand.
Okay, wow. You smell so bad?
Nah.
I can hear it.
So I love that marketing. You know, if nothing else, Deadpool has the greatest marketing of any movie in 15 years.
Brolin, a deal with the devil. Like a deal with the devil.
Is Deadpool going to blow Avengers out of the
no,
water?
no.
No, it won't be that. It won't be
that. Oh, because it's R. Because it's R rated.
Yeah, it's all the hard R, Mike.
But it's going to be
The
big.
hard R.
It's going to be big.
I can't wait to see it. I'm looking forward
this weekend.
Yeah. Now, one of the greatest standing traditions in show business, if it's done well, it never misses, is when a star talks to kids. But it's a delicate thing because the star can't be mean, can't fawn over the kids, and the kids have to be smart.
Right.
You know who pulled it off perfectly last night? Stephen Colbert. His bit is called Kids Pitch, and he brings up kids from the audience, or I guess they're not in the audience, but he brings up kids to pitch movie ideas. And this goes in a way I did not expect. Here's the beginning of the bit. He's got a couple kids up there, and here's a kid saying, what movie stars would you like in your movie?
Who else is in the movie?
John, Paul, George, Ringo.
Okay. Yes, Tyler.
Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon. Now we're talking star power. Who else should we put in there?
Brooke Shields.
Brooke Shields.
I know who else we should have for the movie.
Who?
Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels. Okay, great.
I don't know any kid that knows Jeff Daniels, but here's the thing. Colbert goes back to the kid that wanted the 4 Beatles in the movie and starts talking Beatles with him. This kid looks like he's 5 years old, and he knows his stuff.
Game of Thrones is based on a popular series of books. You got a book you like, Joshua?
A Beatles book. Who are the Beatles?
Who are the Beatles, Joshua? What do you know about them?
Very famous group band, best rock band ever.
Do you know their music at all?
Yeah.
What's your favorite album? What's the best album the Beatles put out? And be careful with your answer.
Rubber Soul because it only has songs by the Beatles.
Right. I mean, it's a transformative album for them. Maybe not their best album. Obviously, when you get into things like Norwegian Wood, you know, obviously you've changed the landscape of popular music in the 1960s. But you wouldn't go with Revolver?
Revolver, songs that are on that is Taxman, Eleanor Rigby, I'm Only Sleeping.
Uh-huh.
Here, There, Everywhere, Love You Too.
Right. So you think Rubber Soul is better than Revolver?
Yeah.
You're living in a dream world.
Okay. I was so taken by that. I love it. I hope he does it more. Mike, do you know who the new guy that is the voice of ABC News?
No.
Check out this promo. Obviously, they're making a lot of money off Roseanne at ABC, so why not have John Goodman do your news promos?
Your mom said, comb your hair. Your dad told you, smarten up. Your dog is judging you right now. And your best friend just called you crazy. We all need someone who'll pull no punches and give it to us straight. Now imagine getting your news like that. No bull, no spin. Just give it to me straight. Straightforward news. Straight to the heart of the story. ABC News. Straightforward.
I'm so jealous.
I know, but when you hear that,
actors do so many good VOs. That's just.
But when you hear that, aren't you waiting for a punchline at the end?
No.
I'm so accustomed to his voice being attached to funny.
It's a genius move.
It's so good. It's so well done. I know you interpreted it that way, but I listened to it and
he does a
when
great
I listen
job.
to that because I do it. You know, sometimes I do it. Rarely, not nearly as much as I'd like to. But you listen to that and. He's got the great pipes.
Yeah, he
does.
does.
Based on his voice alone, but he's not pushing it. He's not being an announcer. One of the things they tell you, they don't want an announcer, and the acting is so amazing. I could listen to that 20 times. It's just, I think it's a good move by them. I
Excellent.
Think it really sounds
cool.
great.
Well, I'm glad to get your opinion.
Really sounds great.
You know what? I will grow accustomed to it. But when I first heard him, I thought it's going to be something at the end, and it was just straight. I guess
they're getting competitive, and the news organizations have felt the heat in this fake news world that we're living in now, and they're starting to promote themselves a lot more and a lot differently, and it's interesting to watch.
You need to.
And it's interesting the way they deliver. CBS has upped the ante as far as the way they present the news too, where they give a wonderful capsulized version at the beginning.
Yeah,
that
I'm
becoming addicted to.
I
Isn't
love
that great?
Like, boom, 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 yeah, and then they go into it. Yes,
and then it sets the table.
It's a front sell. It's a front sell for what's going to happen.
They front sell the news, and then they do the deeper dive.
Yeah.
And based on the quality of the front sell, makes you want to stay with the rest of the news.
You know what? We should try that on this program. We should try that.
Front selling.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of honks and laughs and honks.
And
like
laughs.
when we edit it in post.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
You know how great that would be?
Yeah, but we have the talent to do it. We have the talent to do it.
I think that's great. I can't wait to do that.
Pony sees midnight going home at midnight with that.
Going home by midnight.
It would be fun just to try it once to see what it sounded like.
Today on TMOS, and then bam, bam, bam,
and then show.
Yeah, boom.
Oh, my God.
That would be so cool.
I'm all in on it.
I think
we're not doing it.
It'd be easy to architect if we came. So tomorrow's show, for example, right?
Right.
If we kept a log and times of like what would go into it, something Pony can do.
Yeah,
easily.
you would just really need the setups.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'd love to hear that. Today
Awesome.
on TMOS.
It would be cool to see if we could pull that off. I know we can.
That's interesting.
All right, let's close.
Even if it was once a week. It'd be
just
fun
occasionally.
To do.
Yeah, like a what do you call it? An Easter egg occasionally, but we'll put it up front. We haven't had a good baby laugh in a long time.
Oh, I love baby laughs.
These are two kids. They appear to be maybe a little less than two, a boy and a girl, and they're standing outside and they keep going up and kissing each other, and they think it's the funniest thing you've ever seen. This is on our Facebook page. Take a look at it, but first, listen to it.
That's awesome.
You know what? I know I did the whole secular thing at the beginning of the show, but that's evidence there is a God right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't there?
Yeah. And the beautiful thing about that is they are now married and living in Arkansas. That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Thursday, everybody.
Oh, my God. Man, I love the front-loading thing.
think it's doable?
I think it is. I think we have.
Is it possible?
If any podcast has the talent, or radio show has the talent to do it, it's this show.
Absolutely.
When's the last time we dramatically changed the whole layout? Huh?
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. All right. Get back to me in the post-show meeting. That's it, people. Thanks for joining us for the Mike O'Mara Show. Don't forget to listen 24/7 on our new Play a Pod app. We love it. You'll love it. All snail mail for the show can be sent to the Mike O'Mara Show, Box 32101, Washington, D.C. 20007. Each day, on average, 96 Americans lose their lives because of a gun. Check out Every Town for Gun Safety and find out how you can end the tragedy of gun violence for good. For Oscar Santana and Rob Spiewak, Mike O'Mara inviting you to join us once again for the best part of your day, the Mike O'Mara Show. Bye-bye, everybody.
So long. Ciao, ciao.
Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show was made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace.
It'll be okay.
Hooah! Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.